How much money you keep is a better indicator of your financial success than how much you make. That depends on how well you can save money, keep it safe, and invest it over time. Unfortunately, most Americans are bad at this, and I'm guilty of this too. A few years ago, I was always in the frustrating position of having bills pile up but not having enough money to pay them. But the good news is that I did find a way out of the situation over time, and so can you. In today's video, I'll give you all the tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to get out of this mess and hopefully get ahead of your own money. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Create a budget. Until recently, I didn't understand why most people didn't have a budget. Most people worry about all the paperwork that needs to be done to make a budget. Well, it's true that it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. You should look into making a budget from a different point of view. Look at the good things about it and how much it will help you. And once you find a good rhythm, make sure to keep it. This is the only way I found that works. So don't let yourself fall behind, and if you make a budget and then put the file or folder in your bookshelf or in your filing cabinet, it won't help you at all. So keep it up to date and look at it often. You can also use apps and software to make this job a lot easier. You can find a lot of really good free ones online by doing a quick search. Number 2. List down your spendings. You've probably heard this a million times already, but you'll hear it again today because it works and you probably aren't doing it. In short, it should always be important to list down your spendings. Make sure you can account for every single penny you spend. The main goal of keeping track of your expenses is to find and get rid of wasteful ways you spend your money. Keeping a close eye on your costs will also help you stay in charge of your money and encourage better financial habits like saving and investing. Peter Drucker said it best when he said, "If you can't measure it, then you can't manage it." So here's what you should do to get a better handle on how much you spend. First, look at your spending categories and list them all down to see which ones are the most important. You might even find out that you've been paying for a subscription you're not using. Most people think it's smart to save money by cutting back on these non-essential expenses. Now that you know where your money is going, you might also want to do things that will cost you less, like reading books. You'll save money, and some of the things you'll read will teach you something new, so doing this doesn't really have much to lose. Number 3. Constantly educate yourself. People are right when they say the best way to hide something is to write it down, since most people don't bother to read, which is a sad fact. You see, some of the things that people choose to ignore, like the information in books, could help them be successful if they just choose to take the time to read them. Learning is something you do all the time, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. The main benefit of being financially literate is being able to make smart choices about money. It gives us the knowledge and skills we need to manage our money well, including making a budget, saving money, borrowing money, and investing. Because of this, we are in a better position to reach our financial goals and become financially stable. It's kind of like having superpowers, and it really makes you feel good to know that you're in charge of your own money. Number 4. Practice the 24-hour rule. Everyone knows that it can be fun and emotionally satisfying to buy something on the spur of the moment that you hadn't planned for. But that feeling of happiness may not last long, leaving you with things you don't really need or want. If this is you, the hard truth is that you need to stop doing this. In fact, it's the opposite of being good with money. Try spending money with the 1% rule. The next time you're at a mall, the rule says that you have to wait a day before you buy something that costs more than 1% of your gross annual income. For example, if you make $60,000 a year, you have to wait a day before you can buy something that costs more than $600. This rule applies to spending on things you want but don't need. It's basically the inner battle between, do I really need this or do I want this? The cooling off period of 24 hours gives you the time to think about your purchase. Why not give yourself an extra day to decide if you really need it? You might not be able to after 24 hours. So remember what the guy from the ThriveWise told you the next time you go shopping. Number 5. Save for expensive purchases. Bumping across a stunning $4,000 ad for a beautiful 90-inch 8K flat screen TV. I mean, just think about all the things you can see on that TV. And it doesn't give you a free pass to grab your phone and credit card and call the number you see on the screen right away. That's a terrible plan. Remember the 24-hour rule that the ThriveWise guy told you about? Don't forget about that, okay? So, experts say that if you really want that big TV, the best way to pay for it is with money from an account you keep just for big purchases. Not a credit card loan, unless you have a really good plan for paying the money back, which 99% of people don't. Also, there are many benefits to saving up for a big or expensive purchase. If you save up and pay cash, you might be able to get a better price or at least better terms for financing. The price might also go down. Also, if you want to buy something big like a house, it might be better to get a loan, especially if the item will increase in value if you don't want to take money out of your savings account or investment account. Since buying a big expensive TV with cash might leave you a little left over, it might be best to save up for a little while before buying the things you need or want. So it makes sense to start saving for that thing so that it doesn't get in the way of your daily life. And we're halfway done through the video. What do you think about these rules? Do you agree with what has been said so far? What struck you the most? We'd love to hear all about that in the comment section below as we all try to help each other out. We'd love to hear what you think about all of this. Also, please do hit that small like button if so far you see this video as interesting. And going back, number 6. Avoid eating out. Meals that are made and eaten at home can be very cheap. All you have to do is cut down on how much you eat out. It's fine to go to a fancy restaurant once in a while, but if you eat out every day, you could save more money by cooking at home or bringing your lunch to work. Making a plan for what to eat each week can make this easy. Plan out what you'll eat for the week ahead and then stick to it. Even if you don't think yourself as a good cook, the internet has a seemingly endless amount of cooking and recipe advice. Start by cooking at least one meal at home a week. From next week on, bring your own lunch to work. You might be surprised to find out how much money you can save. Number 7. Cut down on your monthly bill. One of the easiest ways to get a handle on your money is to lower your monthly spending. You might not be able to cut back on fixed costs like rent or car payments without making big changes to your life, but you can cut back on variable costs like clothes or entertainment by being flexible and thinking sparingly. To start saving money on things like your energy bill, you could use less power, or choose a different life or home insurance company, or even buy groceries in bulk. Also, you shouldn't take out a loan just because you can because of your income and credit. Many people think that a bank won't give them a credit card or loan that they can't pay back. But the bank only knows about your reported income and the debts on your credit report. It doesn't know about any other obligations that might make it hard for you to make payments on time. You must decide if a monthly payment will work for you based on how much money you make and what other bills you have to pay every month. Number 8. Pay off your debt. One of the worst mistakes you can make is to carry a lot of debt, especially on high-interest credit cards. Pay off your debt as soon as you can if you want to improve your financial situation and find new ways to make money. If you're the kind of person who forgets things, you should make a list of all your debts, such as credit card debt, student loan debt, and vehicle loans, and figure out how much you need to pay each month to stay on top of them. Minimum payments won't help you get out of debt quickly. So think about your fixed costs and how much of your budget for extra spending you can put towards paying off debt. You can also try to lower the interest rate on the debt by asking the issuer for a lower rate, combining several loans into one, or moving high-interest debt into a low-interest credit card, such as a balance transfer card, to lower the overall interest rate. Then make a plan for paying off your debt and start spending wisely so you can pay it off as quickly as possible. The faster you pay off your debt, the more money you'll have each month. As I've already said, paying off credit card debt should be your number one goal. Unlike your car or house payment, it goes up over time and is hard to reduce. Number 9. Avoid using credit cards. Credit cards are a great and useful thing to have. They can save your life in an emergency and do a great job of raising your credit score. But some people quickly get into trouble because they don't have enough self-control or because a credit card is a quick and easy way to solve their problems. If you have trouble making ends meet every month, you might be using your credit cards too much. If you keep using them as a crutch to help you get by, you'll soon be buried in debt. This will make it harder for you to pay your bills, save for retirement, or even reach any of your other financial goals. So if you really want to be in charge of your money, stop using credit cards. In addition to making a budget so you don't have to use credit, you could also switch to cash or debit cards. Open a short-term savings account and use money from it for big purchases. Or just leave your credit card at home. You see, if not used wisely, credit cards have high interest rates that can quickly add up to a lot of debt. They can also cause a lot of stress in an emergency. Many people get into the bad habit of relying on their credit cards because they feel like their money goes too quickly each month. After paying bills, food, rent or mortgage, and other costs, they have no money left and depend on their credit cards to get them through until payday. Stop using credit cards altogether instead of relying on them to pay for everything. Number 10. Practice the spending fast habit. It doesn't mean spending quickly or abruptly, but the fast here refers to fasting, as in to abstain. If you have credit card debt, trouble making payments on time, or other money problems, a habit of spending fast could be what your finances need. Basically, going on a spending fast just means you don't have to buy anything you don't have to for a certain amount of time. This is another great way to help out on your spending and get your finances in order. It may sound scary, but it doesn't have to be. You may have heard of the popular and sometimes controversial detox or cleansing fast for your body, like giving up sugar or gluten for a few days, or living for a few weeks on only fruit or vegetable juices. But did you know that your spending and saving habits can be cleaned up in a way that is similar to fasting? This can help you get your finances in good shape. Most of the time, these last for a month. During this time, spending is limited and only food, transportation, and regular expenses are allowed. If you're willing to live simple for a while, this challenge can help you save money, change your habits, and figure out what you need instead of just what you want. Your ideas about money might even change after you practice this. Well, that's basically the 10 money rules to attain that financial freedom. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this, then you will probably learn a lot more from watching this other video. Invest or pay off debt? What's the best option? If you click on the screen right now, you can go and watch that. Do you want to learn more on how to thrive wisely? What videos would you want to watch next? Feel free to comment down below. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.